I've auditioned a lot. Unfortunately or fortunately, for some reason at that point in my life, it didn't work. Maybe I was too inexperienced to be the lead of a TV show. Maybe I didn't have the right look. Maybe I just was too young. Maybe it was my visa status. I don't want to be a part of that project where they're like, because of your followers, we've cast you. Cast me based on my audition. He doesn't try to pay attention too much to it, because if you're getting so much hatred from one place, why would you give it more power and why would you give it more attention? Yeah, people get opportunities. I think whoever's if whoever has parents in the industry, their parents worked very hard to build a life that was comfortable for their children. Karan sir is, absolutely fantastic. Radiates energy. He's a larger than life personality. But also, incredibly grounded. I've met him a couple of times. She is a legend. मैं क्या बोलूं? She's absolutely, she's very graceful. My nani actually says I look like Sid Malhotra, which is really nice. I think it's a compliment. Now it's Orry recently, ever since my beard has come in.
Yeah.
Aggie, I love you. You're a red flag, but also a green flag. So I can't make up my mind. You're confusing me. Okay, bye. I'd like to keep my chopper. 15 staff. My cricket team, my friendship with Elon Musk, my businesses. It's a big show. It's a very grand show, and it's about the royals.
Hello and welcome to Bollywood Bubble. I am Akriti Bagla, and today I can say I'm with the man of the moment, and my morning could not really get brighter as I'm with your loved Agastya, but Vihaan Samat. Hello Vihaan, hello and welcome to Bollywood Bubble.
Hello, thank you for having me. Good morning.
First of all, I want to tell you, even when the trailer of Call Me Bae released, and even when you started posting picture, recent one being the show is trending on #1, what were some of the comments that stayed with you?
Aggie, I love you. You're a red flag, but also a green flag. So I can't make up my mind. You're confusing me. Okay, bye.
You should have said it's eternally eager and confused for love.
I should have said that only. But I've actually got a lot of very, very nice comments saying that I think the main thing is that some people have said that you played such a nice, sensitive character in Mismatched, and then you played such a different character in Call Me Bae. That's a testament to you as an actor.
Yeah.
I really like that, because that means first of all, they've seen my work. Yeah. Number two, they recognize the range and capabilities and the point of acting.
Definitely.
A lot of people, not a lot, but a couple of people, when they watch something, they tend to assume that if a character is this way, then the actor will be वैसे ही है.
Yeah.
But it's much nicer when people realize that you're not just like these things. You play different things. You're not like any of them. Yeah. They're just different parts of you.
But even Agastya as a character, he had different shades. Like, she is the confusing one. But as series progressed, we saw the climax. You turned out to be the complicated one.
Yeah.
But are you that complicated in real life?
Yeah, in certain areas, not in all areas. I think when it comes to career stuff, I tend to think a lot.
Yeah.
But it's more so like analyzing rather than confusion.
Yeah.
I think I used to be confused when I was 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 also, chalo. But after that, I'm a bit chill.
Yeah.
मुझे आज ये करना है, ठीक है, मैं यही करूँगा.
Yeah.
I'm not like यहाँ जाऊँ फिर यहाँ जाऊँ या क्या करूँ, घर पे रहूँ. I'm very clear about what I want to do.
But I think this confusion can get on to you, because I am like the same personality. I think 10 times before doing anything, and after that it's like, no, why did I thought so much?
You're an overthinker?
Yeah. Major.
When it comes to what?
Yeah, every aspect. Even, be it the smallest thing. Especially when it comes to taking decision. Okay, I have two choices. Do this, do that. I'm like, I'll think 10 times.
So
and I'll end up
decide?
Advice, definitely by my parents. Some of the friends help. And I think majorly it's situational also.
I think a great trick that I learned once is when you flip a coin, put both the options in heads and tails, and the coin will land. Side is not the decision you make.
Okay.
When the coin is in the air, your gut will tell you which one you want.
Yeah, that happens.
So I try to do that. Because I feel like somewhere we know what we want to do and what we're hoping for.
Yeah.
And then when the coin is in the air, kind of tails. Then lands on heads and you're going to do tails anyway. It's a good trick.
But have you done this? Ki yes ya no ka chit pick kiya?
No.
But while people are calling Agastya are a red flag, what are some of the red flags for you in a girl? We often ask ki ek woman ko relationship mein kya chahiye?
Yeah.
But what does men want in a relationship?
I think for me it's pretty standard, right? I want, what do you want in a relationship? You want communication, trust, honesty, care, love, laughter, friendship, a lack of any of those is a red flag for me, because it's not because I have to have all of those at 100%, but if a lack of, it's coming from a place of this is not working.
Definitely.
Why are we not communicating? Why are we not having laughs? Why don't we trust each other? That kind of stuff I feel like is a ground for a deeper conversation.
But if you wake up as Agastya one day, what would be your reaction? And what would you like to keep? And what would you like to be like, okay, this I don't want from Agastya?
I'd like to keep my chopper, 15 staff, my cricket team, my friendship with Elon Musk, my businesses, his clothes. It's very nice clothing.
Yeah, he wore quite quirky clothes.
Like high thread count,
Yeah.
really nice shirts. I think I wouldn't keep his attitude towards his staff.
And what about Bella? You won't keep her because audience are raving for you both. We want Agastya and Bella together.
I think Aggie would love to keep Bella.
Yeah, that's what
he needs Bella. He will fight for her. He will fly out in his chopper to keep Bella.
But people are already waiting for season 2. What are your thoughts on it? Will Bella and Agastya be together?
I mean, I hope so. The thing is, we never know because the script is being written now. So then in like 5 months, I'll finally go and read it. अच्छा ये करना है, ठीक है, shoot कर लेते हैं. I signed on to season 1 without knowing what is going to happen in season 2. And the fortunate or unfortunate part is we don't really know until the very end when the script is locked. Definitely. We get hints कि ये होने वाला है.
But I think a lot of things also depend on the response you get, right?
I mean, 100%. Yeah, you can't have reactions before, na? So reactions all after. मजे आते हैं.
But yeah, also was this a deal breaker for you? कि okay, it's a Dharma project in the end, where I have to, maybe I've got this opportunity. Yeah, I definitely was aware it was a dharmatic project. I think growing up, you always think कि मुझे धर्मा का film करना है, and मुझे धर्मा hero बनना है, and what also on and so forth, और मुझे chopper में आना है and all that, and like, I mean that kind of came true. But I think more than anything, it was like when you're signing up for this show in Dharma, it's what Dharma does best. Yeah. It's great at showing the lifestyles of the rich and famous, but also in a realistic way. Who is a inspiration from Dharma itself? So this cannot be anything but a Dharma show. So I was really happy because I got my Dharma moment where I'm on a horse, removing my my helmet, doing this to my hair, looking into camera. Like all that is really fun. Yeah. And you learn more, and you actually learn more along the way. You learn how to shoot in slow-mo, how to look aesthetic. It was a learning process for me as well. I've learned and I've grown from this show. But how were your interactions with Karan Johar or maybe say Colin? Karan sir is, I mean, absolutely fantastic. He's radiates energy. He's a larger than life personality, but also, I mean, incredibly grounded. I've met him a couple of times, handful of times. He's always complimented me on the show, which is really nice for him to do. I spoke to him at the trailer launch event, and we had a nice chat, and I told him about Dharma, and he said he's just carrying on his father's legacy, and it was he's just very kind and just honestly great to be around. And for him to spearhead a project like this, you're in safe hands. Definitely. But if I ask your bonding with Ananya, is it true that you guys were in school together? Yeah, we were. Yeah. Oh, classmates or just like the same? No, she was 2 years younger than I was. Oh. Yeah. So did you guys recall such moments when you guys met for the first time? She recognized you? Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously she was aware that it's my senior from school and all that. She was very sweet that way. We never spoke that much because school mein, if there's a 2-year age gap, you rarely interact. You mostly stick to your own class. But I remember here and there, she was it's weird because you see each other as kids when you're in school, and then you fast forward 8 years later, and you all are different people, and you all are adults working in the industry. So you have to kind of get rid of that persona of that person and that image of that person. Yeah. And then start afresh. So she's been very sweet, of course. But yes, she did obviously recognize me. Do you believe, Vihaan, while you're working with someone like Ananya, you have known her for quite some long time. Do you believe that being from the industry, having a strong backing, helps you get opportunity easily? Yeah, I mean, if you have access to certain people, you can fast track certain things. I think opportunity is the key for anyone in any field. For example, if you were an interviewer and you got an interview with
XYZ platform before you start working. I mean, you're gonna fast track your career. You're gonna
Definitely.
get a shoe in and like meet someone, and if you're good enough and you're talented enough, then you'll get an opportunity. So I think it's people get opportunities. I think whoever's from if whoever has parents in the industry, their parents worked very hard to build a life that was comfortable for their children, and they should be allowed to use their life's work to like help their children in any small way that they can, because it happens everywhere in every industry all across the world.
But have you ever brand the bear of nepotism? Because many a times, from what I have heard from actors also who are not from the industry, that okay, we get replaced easily last minute if a star kids auditions for the same project or for the same role per se.
And a lot of us audition and do go the regular route. It is very competitive, and people will do anything to get a role, and that's the reality of life. That's the reality of the market in the world, let alone India. इंडिया में तो 30,000 सीट है और 50 लाख एप्लीकेंट्स, तो that's everywhere. It's everything. It's a bit of a struggle, but that's what we have to do. We have no choice.
Definitely. And initially, but then how did you navigated your way? Because I even mentioned before the interview, from what I have read about you, you came from Kolkata, you studied in Mumbai, and then your father, or say maybe your family is particularly is more of business side. But you ventured into acting.
Yeah.
When did you realize that acting is your calling?
So, I mean, by the way, I spent 3 months in Calcutta, and then my parents moved back to Bombay. So when I was 3 months old, I came back. So I was born there.
Yeah.
But I'm very much from Mumbai. But good research. Well done. So for me, I always grew up saying that I wanted to be actor, singer, dancer, director, producer, stand-up comedian. 6 things. Okay. It was a lot. And then every year I used to remove one from the list. So in 2nd standard I said this. By 8th standard I settled on actor. मुझे actor बनना है. I think for me it was number one. I grew up in a very academic environment.
Yeah.
I studied a lot. The place I felt most free was the theatre, where on stage I could just do whatever I wanted. Be it a play for Nana Nani Day, Dada Dadi Day, or whatever that we're doing. Maybe we're doing a historical piece about Chanakya or something. Maybe it's done in a very like, tum mere samne, like that. Maybe even if it's that, it still felt very free. I felt very comfortable. I think I was holding on to that feeling. Then, of course, I think growing up in Bombay, where around a lot of the industry, you kind of see people, you see superstars, and you see stuff in the paper, and you see the TV, you see KBC, Big Boss, all that stuff. So you idolize those people to a certain extent. I think the main thing is that actors are trying to figure out a way to express themselves. So I think all those factors, the need for self-expression and all that came together, and I said, "Mujhe actor banna hai." And then once I made the decision, I have not looked back. Then I went to college and all that.
But Vihaan, also when you got your first break, how was that whole, wait for you? Or say before that, how many times you auditioned?
For my first role?
Yeah, like before your first role. Like this is before you getting your first break.
I've auditioned a lot. So basically, once I graduated, I stayed in the US for a year. I've done a lot of auditions. Of course, I wanted to earn money. I wanted to work.
Yeah.
I needed to feel independent. I needed to pay rent, all that kind of stuff. So I actually, I don't shy away from auditioning. Thankfully, it's my advantage.
Yeah.
If I were to put a number, I think I would have done maybe 60 or so auditions before Mismatch, including the stuff I did in the US, including the stuff I did in Bombay. I think 50, 60 would be a number. I think now I've done more than 100. But I'll have to go back and think. I can't remember all the auditions I've
but
done.
Definitely a rough
but
number.
It's a part and parcel of it. I think after I graduated, I did a thing for ABC and I got my first agent. At the age of 22, 23, I was going out for a lot of very big sort of shows. I was auditioning for Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I was auditioning for leads in pilots for CBS and ABC and NBC and Fox and all that. So I was presented with a lot of really great opportunities early on.
Yeah.
And I really pushed. I really gave every opportunity my all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately or fortunately, for some reason at that point in my life, it didn't work. Maybe I was too inexperienced to be the lead of a TV show. Maybe I didn't have the right look. Maybe I just was too young. Maybe it was my visa status, which is a very big problem for some people. They only wanted to hire US citizens.
Yeah.
It could be. I'm sure a lot of people
That
might have been
happens.
open. I'm not sure. For whatever reason, it didn't work. But it gave me the confidence and the hours to really work on my audition skills and my craft. And of course, I did land a role opposite Michael Keaton in a film. So that really worked. That was really fun. It was my first set experience. But yeah, fortunately, I think then I came back to Bombay and I started working here. And my journey has been very fulfilling for me personally.
Yeah. But what have been the worst reasons you have heard for rejection? Like, or say the
The thing is,
bizarre one.
हमें पता नहीं चलता ना कि वो क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि इसको नहीं लेते. Somehow we hear from someone else कि इसने ये बोला आपके बारे में. So I'm not really sure why have been rejected. I would say some reasons are like the visa status. So over here it's पता नहीं. I actually don't know, and I try not to think about it unless it's constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But I know for other people it can be random stuff. Yeah, it can be we're looking for someone larger, we're looking for someone smaller, taller, shorter, someone less good looking, more good looking, someone who talks a certain way, someone with more followers. Anything can happen.
But you don't take that pressure. Okay, if I keep posting, if I'm active, I'll maybe get more work or more opportunities through social media.
यार ऐसे काम थोड़ी होता है. मतलब मिलता है.
हाँ, because आजकल है एजेंडा कि अगर followers है तो आपको कास्ट करेंगे.
I don't want to be a part of that project where they're like, because of your followers we've cast you.
Yeah.
Cast me based on my audition. Cast me based on my past work. Cast me based on my ideas about filmmaking. Don't cast me on my followers. I mean, unless it's a cameo or like something, or like it's an ad or something, which I understand. But then you have to get a certain audience.
Yeah.
But for films and storytelling, I think it's the vision that counts, not the followers.
You know, if I today ask about your bond with your co-stars, okay, maybe it's Prajakta, be it Rohit Saraf, maybe today it's an Ananya. What do you think about the nature of friendship in this industry? Are they pretentious? Are they till the project? Or, you know, depends ki chal gaya to chal gaya.
No, I think I've met some very, very nice people. I've met some people who genuinely wanted to be friends. And I'm friends with them till this day. I mean, I think Prajakta calls me once in a while, once in 2 months, once in 3 months, just to catch up. So we do maintain friendships that way. It's not like, in fact, my co-star and eternally confused Dalai, she's one of my best friends. We met on the show. ऐसे नहीं है कि everyone is very fickle-minded. They're very, very nice people also. They're very genuine people, and I have made some amazing friends. But there is a thing कि the bond you all share will be way more intense while shooting. Because you're in there for a month straight, you're in a hotel, you're going to set, coming back, you'll spend a lot of time with each other. So that's natural. And then once the project finishes, people go back to their lives, and there's things that are occupying them. They have other work, they have other projects. So it's natural to drift apart, but it's not, I don't take it personally. It's because we're focusing on things that require our attention. And right now we're not shooting.
But you know, if I, Vihaan, ask you today about Ananya, as compared to other stars, how is she different? Because, you know, I feel with Ananya, the cases, she has been under scrutiny for some very wrong reasons. I mean, she has been criticized. She has been facing criticism because of nepotism, her acting skills. You have stayed with her for a while now due to shooting. What do you think? And does she really take it on her, or she deals with it like easily?
I mean, I think personally, from what I can tell, I think she deals with it very well. I think she kind of doesn't try to pay attention too much of it, because if you're getting so much hatred from one place, why would you give it more power and why would you give it more attention? Now, I don't know how much hatred or how much trolling or whatever is happening. I don't pay attention too much to that. I'm sure there is some. But from what I could tell, we've never had a discussion of like, oh, this one's trolling you or this one is that. It's just kind of, she just doesn't give it too much attention more than it needs to, because then it takes power over your life. And what I've only noticed myself is in interviews. Sometimes if we're all in a panel, in a group together, someone asks her a question, she deals with it very gracefully. She shuts it down. She says, no, I am privileged. I'm happy to be privileged, but I'm also not struggling. I have a decent career. I'm happy. And she just kind of answer it politely. So I think that's the best way to go about it.
Definitely. You know, even I want to tell you, you guys have this scene in the series about recreating the Sid Kiara wedding.
Yeah.
How was that moment?
It was a bit of a surreal thing
Yeah.
because to know what we're actually doing, and of course, whenever you have a scene in life where you're getting married, you're just like, I wonder if my marriage is going to be like this, but also we were shooting in a studio, so हमें पता नहीं चल रहा कि finally what the final product is. So for us, for me, it was another day on shoot, just a bit surreal with all the amazing clothing and a bride and everything. But I think what was most interesting is I came on set, and I can't remember if Colin told me this before, but I came on set and I was like, so okay, we're doing the marriage, like what do we do? And Colin just turns his phone to me and says, "This, we're doing this," and it was a Sid Kiara video, and I said, "We're doing this." He said, "Yeah, just see what he did and do that." And I was like, okay. And so I tried to copy it the best I could and add a little bit of stuff for framing and angles and all that.
But,
Turned out the way it turned out.
But even when I see your previous photos, जो भी आप थोड़ी बहुत share करते हो, people are comparing your looks with Siddharth Malhotra and secondly with Orry.
Wow.
Have you read those comments?
Yeah, I have. I think I keep getting compared to different people. Yeah. I have a face that I guess can be similar to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But still, it's its own sort of face, obviously. So now it's Orry recently, ever since my beard has come in.
Yeah.
Sid, my nani actually says I look like Sid Malhotra, which is really nice. I think it's a compliment because he's a handsome man.
Yeah.
I keep getting compared. Yeah, I have a couple of people. Like one. Anyways, there's a bunch of names that I've actually written down on a list.
What?
Because through my life, as my face has changed,
Yeah.
I've been constantly being compared to different people. So now I'll add Orry and Sid Malhotra to the list. Romance, I don't look at my roles that way कि मुझे इसको romance करना है.
Okay, work
वो
with.
थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा ही हो गया. I think working with, I think I would rather work with someone whose ideals and goals and style matches mine. I'm thinking.
List है. I think you have a list.
A list of girls? No. And Jesse Thodi. I think I would like to work with Alia Bhatt for sure.
Definitely.
Alia Bhatt, Deepika, Kareena.
But can you say 2024 has been your year because you have Mismatched coming, you have CTRL announced, you have the Royals.
Correct.
What's the update on all three? And
All
specifically,
three का update.
Yeah, and
Group
specifically, and because फिर हम breakdown करेंगे ना, because the Royals is like, I'm waiting to see your role really with an ensemble like this.
Royals will be fun. Royals is it's a big show. It's a very grand show, and it's about the Royals. If you didn't gather already, so it'll be a fun one. I can't say too much because they've only not said कि क्या हो रहा है show में. They've just announced the cast. तो मैं हूँ.
Obviously, we saw that. Obviously.
But it's mine is a sort of तू देख ले.
अरे देखेंगे. अब ज़ीनत जी के साथ screen share कर रहे हो show में.
That was really fun. That was a high point.
You need to tell about this. Zeenat ji, I mean,
she is a legend. I mean, मैं क्या बोलूँ? She's absolutely, she's very graceful. She comes on set, she does her job, she is happy to wait, even though we all make sure she doesn't wait. We're very clear that Zeenat ma'am, we can wait. Zeenat ma'am cannot wait. She's just there. She's just such a good presence to have. And we love asking her questions about her career, her ideas and all that. But more than anything, she chills. And then suddenly someone will say something and then she'll have a one-liner. She'll say something that's so funny and so quick that it'll immediately hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did this come from? Hello, Zeenat ma'am.
This happens with us when we are like scrolling through Instagram. Achanak se Zeenat ma'am is sharing an anecdote and we are like, okay, did this really happen? Yeah. Is she the same Zeenat Aman like we saw in, see in the 80s ka movie?
Yeah, no, she is just a bit older, that's all. She's the same.
Vihaan, if I today ask you, what has been your learning from your journey overall?
I think always give your 120% because every moment is special. I think connect to the source. Like every person has I was watching the Robin Williams documentary yesterday. So he said the similar thing. He said there's something that moves you, that inspired you to go on this path of what you're doing in life. It comes from some place.
True.
Stay connected to that.
Yeah.
Because that'll take you down the place that you feel right.
Mm.
It'll help you from going left or right. It wasn't as casual.
Yeah, definitely.
Today I'll give up. It wasn't like
no,
that.
No, like after a lot of
It-
incidents. So
Yeah. I mean, I think it was never for me ki I'm going to give up. It was never like that. It was like, if I was to take a break, what are my options? If I were to stop right now, what am I would think of it that way.
yeah.
For me, it wasn't like I'm giving up.
Yeah.
So I've thought about it, but I never came close to actually following through or like giving it much more serious thought.
Yeah.
Ki chalo, let's find a different job. Chalo, let's do this. Chalo, my parents are not acting. And that all stuff I didn't do.
Mm-hmm.
I was very clear ki yahi karna hai.
Yeah.
Thankfully. I think that vision is and that self-belief is a little bit important. And I've had my moments of like questioning it, but I think for actors, you need to be like, yahi karna hai.
Yeah.
Because then if you think of alternatives, then it's like, will you really push as hard for everything you do? It's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Where you feel like you're making yourself safe, but what you actually need to do is throw yourself further deep into the whatever, water, pool,
yeah.
pond, ocean,
Yeah.
Juhu beach, whatever.
Thank you so much, Vihaan. Really looking forward for your stints in other shows and movies, and really looking forward to interact with you again.
Thank
you.
Hope to see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vihaan Samat and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.